all the best, and I'll listen to the recording.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt
Bev.
and ladies.
Absolutely.
Bye now.
Bye, Bev.
Bye. See you later, Bev.
So we just went live on Facebook and just started the recording. So we're here with Eric with Soda City Movers, and we've had a lot of questions from agents in our office and just in the conversations I've had with people about moving and what that looks like in today's environment, how moving happens for home sellers, because that's been a thing. We've talked a lot in our past masterminds about the mortgage process and the loan process and the actual closing attorney process and how those things are happening. And we haven't really talked about the actual logistics of what our clients are dealing with, moving in today's environment. So like the actual move itself. So just wanted to have Eric on so he can talk about how, his company is doing things in today's market to make sure that we're keeping people safe and still being able to facilitate, moving people. So thanks for being on, Eric. And
Thank you.
If you want to, can you just talk a little bit about, the difference in what you're doing right now compared to what it looked like previously? As far as what, gloves, masks, social distancing, just give us kind of an overview of what it looks like for you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm at home right now. So our whole office staff is like everybody else. We, started working remotely a little over 6 weeks ago. In terms of operationally, we were really concerned about, safety of our employees, safety of our customers, and really just making sure everybody felt comfortable, And so first and foremost, we, when this all kind of started off, we sat down with our employees and let everybody know, anybody who's not comfortable, certainly no pressure, no obligation to be here. We just need to kind of know everybody's comfort level. And if anybody's, feeling unwell, obviously, don't come to work. And so we put a few things in place specifically. And the first thing is we changed our reporting process in the morning. So it used to be if we had, 30 movers going out for the day, everybody shows up at the same time. We've got a big group of guys. We have our morning meeting and sort of disperse from there. But so now we've got a staggered report process every morning. We've only got one person who comes into the office to meet our movers. It's the same person every week. And so we have our teams come in staggered in small groups. They don't come into the facility. We've loaded everything that they need material wise, paperwork wise before they get there. So they get in the truck and leave. And so there's no congregating of big groups. So that was the first thing we wanted to be able to do. The other thing is that we didn't necessarily always keep the same group of people in the same trucks every day. And so we're trying to do that too, to minimize, cross-contamination, if you will, but keep everybody sort of assigned to the same truck, same equipment. We're sterilizing those trucks and equipment every day. So we do have, cleaning supplies and disinfecting supplies, and we're using that every day. We've continued to get hand sanitizer. We have masks. Before we're able to get masks, we were able to get bandanas, so just to have something for our guys to wear. So we've got face protection. We do have gloves. A lot of people kind of feel like the gloves don't really, make a difference, but I do think it makes people feel better and feel more comfortable. And so we have them, and our guys can use them. And so doing all those things has been sort of the bulk of what we're doing. Of course, continuing to really have that open line of communication with our staff and our customers. There's been a lot of last minute cancellations due to closings or rescheduling, things like that. So we've had to be very accommodating and understanding. And, I think most people right now are, everybody understands we're in very uncertain times. But that's
I didn't think about the having to have, using the same truck for the same group of guys. That's a great thought.
Yeah. We made a decision early on, really out of the concern for the elderly. We do a lot of moves for seniors where we come in and we do the packing and we help people get settled into a, retirement community. But really just out of concern for those folks, we've stopped doing that. We kind of put a pause on that right now because, there's just so many questions about, how all this works. And so we've limited our exposure and theirs in that regard too. So we've kind of changed up where we'll go, and we're a little more careful about those kinds of things right now.
Sure. Are you seeing most people having you, like, what's your normal thing? Are you usually packing for people and moving, or are you mostly just moving, and has that ratio changed recently?
I would say the ratio is about the same. For us, the vast majority of our customers pack themselves.
Okay.
Typically, you'll see people add packing services on if it's if they're not paying for the move. If they've got like a company paying for it, that's certainly a good opportunity to take advantage. Seniors for sure, and then people who just are really busy and have the ability to pay that extra cost to do that. So it's a premium service, but that ratio hasn't really changed.
Okay. Are people usually in the houses when you're moving right now? Or like, has that part changed? Are they hightailing it out of there and just letting you guys do the move without them? Or is that
We
not
are
how it is?
asking our customers to limit the number of people that are there. A lot of times, if it's a family, they'll have their parents there helping them, or their neighbors or their friends. It kind of becomes this big social gathering. And so I think most people are using common sense with that, but we are still asking our clients to limit as much as possible who's at the house. If your kids don't have to be there, your friends and family don't need to be there. Really we prefer one or two people only. And so really it's actually increased the efficiency too. People are getting pulled in so many different directions on moving day, but with the cable guys there and the painters are there and whoever. So now that's been kind of limited, it really made things go a little smoother.
Gotcha. Cool. What questions do you guys have for Eric? Are there anything that you guys have been thinking about or anything that you've heard from your clients?
I have, do you offer services like to help with people packing? Like if people don't actually want to move over there, do you have guys that can come over and help them just pack without having to get a truck?
Absolutely. So we provide what we call labor-only services. That can mean packing, that can mean loading or unloading. We even offer complete unpacking, white glove services where, you get settled in and you just need someone to help you declutter or get things organized. We have a service where we can do, start to finish, but we can do anything in between too.
So if somebody wanted to get like a pod or something, they could get a pod and you guys could help pack and load that pod and not have the truck service.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do that. That's a really big part of what we do. We do a ton of loading only services and unloading only services where people are coming from out of state. So definitely something we do every day of the week.
Cool.
That's good to know.
About how long do people need to be? How long do people need to be scheduling out their moves right now? Usually this time of year is really busy and you need a lot of lead time. Are you experiencing the same currently?
We have for the month of April, we've been very steady. We'll see what happens with May. Typically this time of year, what we recommend to people is to give us at least 2 weeks notice. If you've got a really specific date, if people are kind of flexible about, the day itself, we can usually work somebody in. We do operate 7 days a week, so even Saturdays and Sundays, and we're one of the few companies that we don't have higher rates on weekends. So a lot of people, when they call in, they're surprised to hear that. Number one, some people are surprised to hear that we even work on weekends, and then secondly, they're very surprised to know that it's not going to cost them extra to go on a weekend. So because of that, we have the ability to get people worked in pretty easily.
Cool. What would you say to somebody right now who is on the fence about, do I really want to list my house and have to move right now, or do I not? What would you tell them as far as the actual logistical? I know you don't necessarily speak to the real estate side of things, but
Yeah.
just as far as the logistical of making a move, what would you say about that?
Yeah, I think everybody has to do what makes them comfortable. I talk about it a lot, right now at the in our virtual team meetings. I think I'm maybe more of a careful, worrisome type, and probably if I didn't have to move right now, I might would wait. But at the same time, we can't put our lives completely on hold. Everybody's got to continue to do what they need to do and what's best for them and their families. What I can say is that for any of those who want to move and are worried about hiring a mover, I think that probably have a much higher chance of hurting yourself trying to move yourself than getting sick or whatever. But
that's a good point too. You might not get the virus, but you might throw out your back.
Right.
Yeah.
But we are, we're taking every precaution we possibly can, and we're taking, a day at a time, and just like everybody else. But we hope that people continue to buy houses and sell houses and hire movers, because that's good for all of us.
Right. Very good. What, you guys have any other questions for Eric about operations or just things in general?
So if to get pricing and everything else, you get to find your website. What's your website? How will we contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you guys to schedule?
Yeah. So a lot of people, want to do things online. So on our website, there's a quick form you can fill out that'll get us your information, and then we'll reach out right away. So all the time. And what's been really important to us during these remote times, so we've got a full office staff. We're not just kind of a one-man show. We've got fully staffed office. And one thing that we take a lot of pride in is that, from a customer service standpoint, if you call our office, you're going to get a person on the phone. Anytime during business hours, you won't get a voicemail, you'll get a person. That hasn't changed with us being remote. And same thing, if you go on our website and fill out a form, you're going to get contacted the same day if it's, during business hours. So anybody who reaches out to us who has questions about a move, any kind of concerns about it, this is all we do is moves within the state of South Carolina. So we're very well equipped to give you realistic information and set realistic expectations for you.
So that's really good. So you cover just the whole state of South Carolina?
We do. We service the whole state. So we're licensed for the entire state of South Carolina. We don't cross the state lines. It's just it's a different license. It's not something that we want to do. And but anybody who needs to move anywhere in South Carolina, we can absolutely handle it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we do have a good bit of people watching on Facebook right now too. So if you guys want to post in the comments or anything like that, if anybody has questions out there that hasn't made it to the Zoom, we'll give you a minute or two to do that while we're here. Yeah, I think that having you on, Eric, has helped. And hopefully there'll be more people that can see this, and we can share it out to our clients too, just to offer them some peace of mind. If we have a client who just has questions, we can just direct them to call your office number or call or how would they do that? Is there like a question and answer thing on your website?
Yeah.
So more fillable thing on the website.
Yeah. If you go on our website, you can contact us via email. You can fill out our contact form. You can call our office. If anybody wants to email me directly, my email is just my name, Eric, ERIC @sodacitymovers.com. But yeah, anybody in our office can answer any question that anybody has about moving. So that's, again, that's really important to us. We don't do we don't have a answering service. We don't have, let me put you on hold and get you the right person. It's just anybody who picks up that phone can help you from start to finish. Awesome. And the web, you want to just rattle off your website and your phone number real quick so everybody has it? Yeah, so our website, you can just go to sodacitymovers.com, or if it's easier, wemovesc.com. And our office phone number is 803-731-7792. Awesome. Well, cool. So I haven't seen anybody post a question on Facebook yet. So it looks like everybody's just watching. But anybody else on the Zoom call have a question for Eric before we let him get back to his day of being at home?
I think you covered everything. It was great to learn the different ways that people can still move with all this COVID going on. So I appreciate it.
Next week, I'll call back in and tell you guys how I've learned to be a great second grade teacher while being at home. So
Yeah, that's a whole other topic for another day. I'm
Right.
sitting here having this meeting. It sounds like there's a war going on in my living room over here between my two kids. So I'm going to check out what that's all about.
I had a visitor at one point during this call. So.
Yeah, you always know on these calls when all of a sudden their video just goes down, it's like, oh, they're dealing with some kid problem, I see, and then they just pop back up, smiling big again.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me onto the call today. And if anybody in your group or on your team has any questions that we can help with, just don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.
Yep, awesome. We really appreciate it, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being here on short notice too. We appreciate it. Oh,
See you
hold on
later.
1 second. We just got a comment. Oh, no, sorry. Somebody just said thanks on Facebook. So just
Okay.
saw a comment from Joe with this question. All right. Thanks a lot.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All
See you
right.
later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.